station leading the way with exclusive interviews, stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs. Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Something new. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll. Snitches wanna try, snitches wanna lie, the snitches wonder why, snitches wanna die. All I know is pain, all I feel is rain. How can I maintain with madness on my brain? I resort to violence, my killers move in silence like you don't know what I silence. New York killers are wildin', my dogs is with it. You want it? Come and get it. Took it, then we split it. Damn right we did it. What the F you gon' do when we run up on you? Messing with the wrong crew, don't know what we going through. I'ma have to show how easily we blow. When we find out there's some more that's running with Joe, nothing we can't handle. Break it up and dismantle, light it up like a candle. Just cause I can't stand you, put my on tapes like you busting grapes. Think you holding weight, and you haven't met the apes. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders roll. Yo, it's y'all people crazy? I bust you and be crazy. Stop acting like a baby. Mind your business, lady. Nosy people get it too. When you see me spit at you, you know I'm trying to get rid of you. Yeah, I know it's pitiful. That's how killers get down. Watch my killers spit round. Make you suckers kiss ground. Just for talking clown. Oh, you think it's funny? Then you don't know me, money. It's about to get ugly.
Wow.
Whatever dog, I'm hungry.
Oh, Willie
Yes, you know
McGinnis
that
is about
mean.
to get
Come up off
fired.
that green. Rob's niggas don't ravine. Don't make
Oh,
it
he about to go to
scene.
jail.
Leave
This
a
is
dog alone.
this is the
Leave a
worst
dog
video
alone.
I've
Let a dog
ever
roam
seen in
and
my
he'll find
entire
his way
life.
home.
Hey, welcome back, Don Amiche versus everybody.
Home is the cave.
With Krista Daniel back in with us. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm wonderful, man. Thankful and blessed to be here, man.
Yeah, you have a good weekend.
Great weekend, man.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
it was good. I can't.
Above
I can't
average.
complain. Yeah, above average.
Yes, above average.
Wow. Sounds like it was.
No, just saw a little Robert Glasper, a little impromptu
Oh.
jam session with Terrence Martin and
Again, another one.
Yeah, man. I love music, man. It's empowering.
I just, I'm not a big fan of the concerts. I mean, it's cool. It's a vibe, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, if you're chilling, but not a big fan of these shows, It's just
Too many people, huh?
Too many people, and then, you got to stand around, I'm a little antisocial to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I do appreciate a good show with dinner.
Yeah, that's what mine was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
intimate venue.
I would appreciate that, to where
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
sitting down eating dinner, watching the show in the background, but going to like a concert type situation.
So I imagine neither of you got tickets to see Miss Jackson. Yeah, I was thinking of you when I got my tickets.
know
I
you
said,
were.
I hope he got
I
his
know you
tickets.
were.
You didn't get your tickets to see
I hate
Janet
to say
Jackson.
this. When it comes to Janet, I'm a little bougie. I didn't get my box seat, so I'm
Okay.
a little sad right now.
But she's also playing in Irvine. That's the tickets I got for Irvine. Have you been to the 5 Point Theater,
I
Amphitheater?
have, when it used to be the Universal Amphitheater.
Okay.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
it used to be the festival. It was the 92.3 to be festival.
Oh, yeah.
A little rough around the edges out there, a little bit here and there.
Well, at least the seats were good and they were reasonable.
Yeah,
I heard the Hollywood Bowl tickets were very expensive.
very. Yeah, very.
Yeah, I'm watching this video with Willie McGinnis, and I don't know what to say. First of all these people need to be locked up, including Willie. I don't know who these other guys are that I'm watching this video. So they're at the Lilas in West Hollywood, which is a very nice restaurant. Now, first of all, stay out of Hollywood. West Hollywood.
West Hollywood.
Just stay, you know what I'm saying? If you have hood tendencies, just stay away from it. All right, because they'll lock you up real quick. First of all, it's the wrong part of town. You know what I'm saying? This is a juke joint. Meet me out in the alley type situation. This ain't. Come on now, coming there with your pants sagging, and then all of them need to be locked up. This looked like a calculated move. What did this guy do? Does anybody know? You know what the story? Willie McGinnis was a former NFL star. Who's been known. I've met him a couple of times as he's come out to the radio. He's very active in the community.
Nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Good guy.
December 9th, he was in Delilah's in West Hollywood when him and several of his acquaintances could be seen on footage unloading on a man sitting at a table at the lounge. In the clip, you see McGinnis walking up to the guy and appearing to exchange words with him before landing a left hook at his face. Now, the three men could be seen in the video immediately jumping into action, landing strikes on the man over and over again. I mean, they beat him to a pulp.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and these guys are huge. So, I mean, and one guy's just constantly hitting them in the kidneys. Like, it's like you're going to break a rib or something like that.
The comments are brutal.
See, at one point during the melee, McGinnis appeared to pick up a bottle and then slam it into the man's head repeatedly.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm going to see if I can get to that. He can be seen from the footage tossing. I mean, and all these guys are huge. What I want to know is the guy who who's getting beat up is sitting at dinner with somebody and he didn't even get up to help.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you see these types of stories because we only see what the video and what we read. I'm sure there's some things in between the lines, right? In terms of that would provoke people to do such a thing.
Listen, McGinnis was arrested Monday. Authorities said he was booked 7:30 on the charge of assault with a deadly weapon. I guess it's the bottle. His bail was set at $30. No, make that bail like $500,000. He got it. I'm assuming he got it. You know what I'm saying? Tax him. Yeah, it's just, first of all, it's someone of his stature should know a little bit better, regardless of what it is. I mean, I don't know what someone could say to you to make you go into a restaurant, like Mastro's or Cut or something like that, and just act a fool in there.
Would you ask for your money back if you were a patron and you saw?
Oh yeah,
I was in a situation like that.
Really?
Yes,
I would
I was
demand
in a
my money back if
situation
I
like
had
that.
to if I had to witness that, and I'm trying to have a peaceful night.
I was at a nice local steakhouse, and some individuals were in their private dining. This has happened a couple of years ago, and they came out. It seemed like it was a family or some type of camaraderie, not strangers. And two gentlemen started to engage in an altercation. And the manager came over to us and comped us.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he comped us. Yeah, wasn't a great experience.
What are they called? Is it Maitre D? Is that what it is?
Maitre D.
GM.
They're GMs now.
That's how they people who do that will come in, comp, send you a bottle over, your food's on me. You know what I'm saying? That is attention to detail at restaurants. Not that I'm looking for that, but I appreciate the fact that you're thinking about it. Your experience is ruined, and I don't want you to have a negative thing. I want the last thing you leave here with is a positive.
I think of it like the Harlem Nights. You remember the scene where everybody got arrested from the casino?
Yeah.
And Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy were there to bail him out, and they had a handful of money, and he started passing out money. Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, because I don't want you. Listen, hey, this is.
I want your business. I want you to come back, right?
What would make a? Does anybody know what sparked this?
I don't know. When it comes to things like that, when it. Judicial system and you're dealing with bail and accusations, I kind of stay out of it because what happens is when you start making accusations and you're not involved with it and it goes one way against what you were thinking, you look crazy.
Yeah.
So I always wait to see. And it's, it's something because, we run in a few of the same circles. He's also owner of some Wingstops. Yeah. Yeah, so we run in the same circles in terms of business. So
he looks like this looks like another football player also.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what. Yeah, this is interesting just to watch this.
Who? There's a big guy. Was he like the manager that was trying to get involved? This guy right here and stop it, or was he part of the team?
Yeah, if the people that worked there, or the patrons, or whoever was trying to stop it, didn't do a good job.
Yeah, I know. It looks. Someone's pants are very low. He's wearing like his whole underwear showing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is not what. Maybe he was getting jumped into a gang, and that was his initiation. Maybe that's what.
This is terrible.
Oh, really?
You go ahead. Listen, I don't know how Willie McGinnis is going to serve some time on this. I don't. This is, and all these guys. I mean, this doesn't look good. I mean, this is on video. There's a constant provocation. There's intent that you're walking in there looking for this individual. It's not like you bumped into me and it's an accident and heat the passion. They sought this person out, had a couple of words, and went in there with the intent to kind of beat him up in a restaurant, not caring for the other patrons. I mean, and this also terrorizes other people too that are sitting there having a dinner. This random act of violence that you're witnessing here.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to expect the unexpected in today's society. Unfortunately, right?
Yeah. It's very, very sad here. I would love to hear what sparked this. I mean, did someone sleep with someone? Did this guy harm someone that you knew? Or what is the catalyst that kind of set this off? Because it's definitely very sad. Because this is kind of out of his character. And then he was a Patriot, too, so there's also a lot of NFL discipline that you would think one would carry over into their private life of keeping issues personal issues out of the spotlight.
And, you have to be able to deal with things, but everybody handles things differently. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what transpired to provoke this.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, hopefully justice prevails and hopefully the guy's okay. Number one, hopefully he's okay.
He had a long career, too, at 9 years, winning 3 Super Bowls and inducted into Teams Hall of Fame in 2015. Worked as a football analyst for the NFL Network in retirement. Because I remember I want to say he did some stuff for Westwood One when we were over there, but I'm not really sure. I remember him coming over to KGLH when I was there.
Because
also.
that name sounded. Remember, I don't know all the names and stuff,
Yeah.
but that name sounded so familiar. So when you mentioned Westwood One, I think he probably came in there and did a couple things.
Yeah, we used to do work for the NBC Sports Radio Network, and then also Pat McAfee show and stuff like that. So we had a lot of stars coming in, either doing interviews, or calling in, or just coming by to see the facilities and stuff like that. I want to say he came in. I can't thoroughly remember, but I want to say, and I want to say I remembered him from the KGLH days. I remember Andre Russell introduced me. Into him.
Sure.
So hope everything works out. It's very bad. It looks bad. It's on tape. You can see the video for yourself on TMZ.
Do you think that we have, as a nation, so much trauma in our lives just in general that it's hard to control your anger? Because I know that there's some things that for me, I work on it every day, but there's little triggers that I still can't get past. And so you say something or you move a certain way with me, I'm going to pop off, and I think it's from past trauma.
But remember, we have to be careful. I think it's how we move and how we respond to people, right? Mm-hmm. I know I was driving the other day, and the guy appeared to be homeless, and he walked in front of my vehicle, and he pulled out a plant and put the plant on my hood of my car. Pulled the plant out of the pot and put it on my car.
Wait. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Was it
He
was it aloe vera? I mean, he wanted to give you a gift. I mean, who was it?
And immediately, the person next to me said, "Hey, did he just put that plant on your car?" I said, "Yeah, that's what it looks like." And
did he leave it on there?
Yeah, he left it on there and walked away.
He put it left.
Yeah, so he was showing some signs of maybe some mental instability.
Yeah.
With a little bit of maybe he was, maybe in transition in terms of home or homeless. Mm-hmm. So, and I just was thinking like, all the things that I do as an individual, and am I willing to jeopardize that with my life, with oncoming traffic, or he may have had something, and I just wanted to think about me getting home. Right.
You do have to be careful about the homeless, because I have
everybody.
Right, everybody. I do have a story, and this actually took place in Santa Barbara, where this man, he had money, and he told me to take his money. I said, I don't want to take your money, and he started screaming at me, "Take the money, take the money!" And he threw the money at me. And my boyfriend at the time said, "You better take the money, or he's going to hit you." So I took the money. And he smiled. He said, "Thank you." And so I didn't know what to do. So I just took the money, got in the car, and left. But he was screaming at me to take the money.
How much was it?
It literally was like $3 or $4. But he was like, "Take the money." He didn't want it. It was weird.
Well, the bigger question here is, did you take the plant and repot it and save? That's what I want to do. We save the earth, or you just drove off and it slid off?
You know what? I actually, Don, almost went home because I was thinking, like, is that some type of sign? Because I'm a big on discernment and callings from God. So it's like,
is this somebody sending me a sign?
Is this a sign, or do I need to go home, or what's going on? Right?
I'm with you. I'm the same way.
I was on my way to Stevie Wonder's house full of toys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was like, I went to see Stevie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy's preventing me from what's going on here? Is this a setup? So we all just have to be mindful of how we walk, because every day we're going to face obstacles and challenges.
Yes, I know.
And we need to read little proverbs. Because it's all.
I love Proverbs.
Yeah,
my
you got to read
favorite.
something. Read the word.
It's my
Because it
favorite.
tells you what to do. It's going to be things that happen daily, and we have to respond to these
But
things.
it's hard. It's hard
Yes.
to remain calm.
You got to, though, right?
I got to be honest.
Yes.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult. Well, listen. All right. Well, look, a lot of stuff to talk about today. Harvey Weinstein's.
You want the value of the age variable.
I'm sorry.
So let's remove the quotes
Okay, hold on.
and print the value of the age variable. Now here on the toolbar, you can click on this play icon to run your program.
This is what happens when you have 1,000 windows open and you don't know.
Wow.
Hold on.
So the shortcut is over here.
Oh,
On
that's.
a Mac, that's Control, Shift, and R. So,
I'm sorry for those of you.
go.
That's me
Now
trying
you
to.
can see the value of the age variable.
Oh, okay.
Now we can also change the value of the variable.
It sounds
For
like.
example, on
Is that?
line 2, we can
I don't
see
even know where this is at.
30.
Does it take the pebble from my hand? What is that?
See, so as you can see,
Well, one of it is a
from top to bottom.
Here, let me just.
So this is how we can declare.
One of it is a tutorial on Python, which is a coding language.
Oh,
So
okay.
but I have so many windows open that I don't even know where it's at anymore. So there you go. All right, listen, we're going to get to Harvey Weinstein. We're going to get to a lot of stuff, and I'm going to figure my computer out when we come forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
We may be LA's newest talk station, but when you're punching above your weight, it's not about whether you can throw a punch. Can you take a punch? We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. And we don't black down.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as
heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52,
36.
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
About getting vaccinated.
with Prevnar 20.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talent, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you love riding a motorcycle, you want to ride it everywhere, even to a physical.
Let's check your weight. Hop on the scale. Look at that. You're down a few pounds.
Oh yeah, must be the new carbon fiber wheels.
And when you love saving money, you want to save even more. That's why Geico makes it easy to bundle your motorcycle and car insurance.
I'm going to prescribe 91 octane for your engine knock, and we'll want to see you again in 3,000 miles.
Kickstart your savings with Geico Motorcycle. Bundle and save on the things you love.
Finding the entertainment that speaks to you shouldn't be hard, and Prime Video gets it. Introducing Prime Video's new culture-rated collection for Black stories, talent, and creators. Whether you're catching up on Harlem before season 2 or streaming the new drama series Riches, if you want it, Prime Video's culture-rated collection has it. With Culture Rated, Prime Video celebrates Black culture all the time. Find us at amazon.com/culture-rated-PV.
Less BS per broadcast. Fewer microaggressions per megawatt. KBLA Talk 1580.
Or it's not there. That's really what it is. Your purchasing power is all. All right, so Harvey Weinstein found guilty on rape charges and others in L.A. The verdict has been reached. Second sexual assault case. Guilty on 3 of 7 charges. The verdict was read out loud in L.A. Jury found Weinstein guilty on all charges related to the Jane Doe number 1, forcible rape, forcible oral copulation, and sexual penetration by a foreign object. What's the foreign object?
Well,
it's interesting.
What was it?
I don't know. Is the foreign object him or is it? I don't know. It's interesting. The laws are weird. I mean, the way the law is written, you got to really understand what they mean by foreign object. The jury was hung on all counts related to Jane Doe number 2 and 4, which were sexual battery by restraint, forcible oral copulation, and forcible rape. He was found not guilty of sexual battery by restraint from Jane Doe 3. So I wonder if he's going to get off on all these charges, because he's going to appeal all these charges.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a lot of fighting he's going to have to do. But I I think that he's going to die in jail.
So do I. He looks really bad.
He looks horrible, and his health and the stress from this, given his age, he's.
But haven't you noticed when people are going through some of these long trials that they always decline in appearance, and then when they finally free, you see them another month or two, they're like almost back?
Yeah, I've noticed.
Well, I mean,
isn't that kind of odd? I've just noticed that throughout the years.
I mean, I think there are things that you can do on the outside to keep you looking youthful. I also think that you want to look as downtrodden as possible, but then again, maybe that is working against him because that may feed into the creepy guy type situation. He might want to look kind of clean cut. And beyond reproach, I would never do anything like this. I'm Harvey Weinstein. Why would I need to do this?
He looks terrible. He looks like he's about to die.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and so I don't know if it's when you're outside, you have access probably to better medical conditions, especially if you have money, and then when you're inside the system, you only have access to whatever they provide you, unless there's some type of agreement that comes up where you can have your own personal doctors look after you. So I don't know. Weinstein's rep, Judah Engelmayer, tells TMZ Harvey is obviously disappointed in the verdict. However, the accounts of Jane Doe 1 have a high likelihood of an appeal with positive results. Her logistics of the time and location of the incidents do not make sense. Harvey is grateful for the jury's work on the other counts, and he's going to continue his legal fight. He was originally charged with he was originally facing 11 charges, including rape, sexual assault in California involving 5 women, but 4 of the charges connected one of the unknown accusers were dropped as the trial was underway. He entered a not guilty plea in 2021 while appearing in court, something he was expected to do based on how he pled in the past. The verdict comes after a week's testimony from several witnesses over the years, including California Governor Gavin Newsom's wife, Jennifer Siebel Newsom. She shockingly was asked in court to recreate how she faked an orgasm with Weinstein. Well, I think she said she basically was like, I'm trying to get him to finish. I was making noises to get him to finish. He had already raped me. This is so gross.
Oh, my God.
Don't forget Weinstein serving a 23-year sentence for rape conviction in New York. So eventually he is probably going to get out unless they stack these sentences. But they're probably going to, probably run concurrent.
How old is he?
Let me see how old is
He's not young, unless he's younger than I think, and he just looks terrible because of all this. And all this stuff obviously is going to age you.
Let me see here. How old is he?
Yeah, criminality.
He's 70.
Not a good business.
So he might have a few years if he gets out. What would you rather have? Harvey Weinstein's life up until this point and then have the charges? Or no Harvey Weinstein life, he's just a regular person?
I just think Harvey.
It's a hard question.
Yeah,
What question is that? Man, I'd rather have nothing. I'd rather be just who I am. God
Yeah.
I mean, but look, you're the toast of the
I'd
town.
rather have my soul.
You're a power maker. You're making films. You're making
don't
money,
care.
millions of
I
dollars.
Don't care. No.
You just have to, towards the end of your life,
It just
be
shows
disgraced.
It shows how the mighty fall, and it also shows that if you think you're gonna get away with dirt, eventually, I really believe, it comes back. I really believe that.
Even if he was innocent, there is some culpability on him because, let's say he was just pushy in the bedroom. I mean, to be pushy with this many women in this many places says that you've got bad behavior.
Well, no
going on.
means no. No means no.
And some men don't understand
They
that.
do not understand.
And he was one of them.
Does no mean no, or no means like no means no? No.
I know that's the thing. I know.
Stop
I just go back to the old TV show, Beretta. Don't do the crime.
Yeah.
If you can't do the time. Period.
Did Beretta go to jail though?
He did. He had some problems.
He didn't follow his own. He didn't follow his own theme
I
music,
didn't know.
right?
I think Beretta he was found not guilty.
He got off.
He was?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Hold on, let me double check on that because he must have had some legal wrangling with him that told him how to do, because he went. I mean, it's a weird case. You leave a gun in a restaurant. You go inside the restaurant to get the gun.
Yeah.
And then your baby mom or somebody's killed in the car while you're in the restaurant. It is like
that's weird.
That's somebody's legal mind working right there. Let me see here. What was his name?
Is it? I'm a Little Rascal because I think he's the last living original Little Rascal. Is it Mickey Work?
Oh,
No,
that's not it. Not Mickey Work. I'm
you're
sorry,
right.
Mickey Work.
He was
Robert Blake. Sorry.
Robert Blake.
Yeah, I haven't watched TV Land lately.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me see. I don't think he's in.
I didn't know he was.
Let's see. Blake took bait. And see, on May May of 2001, Blake took Blakely out to dinner at Vito's Italian restaurant in Studio City. Blakely was found shot in the head while sitting in Blake's vehicle, which was parked on the side street around the corner from the restaurant, across the street, and behind a dumpster next to a construction site. Blake claimed that he had returned to the restaurant to collect a pistol, which he had left inside, and claimed that he had not been present when the shooting took place. The pistol claimed to have left in the restaurant was later found and determined by police not to be the murder weapon. So that's a legal thing that somebody says, listen, you got to be caught with a gun that is not the murder weapon in a different place where people see you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he was acquitted, and he's maintained a low profile since his acquittal and filing for bankruptcy with debts $3 million. I think there was a civil case also there. I think he had a child with this woman also.
Yeah, he's got to be 90.
So
right?
he's still alive,
Yeah.
right? He's just MIA.
Got to be 90 or late 80s.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, I mean, unlike some people like O.J. Simpson, who's back in the news, and we'll talk about when we come forward. Some people know how to disappear. He's 89 years old.
89.
Robert Blake,
Okay.
born Michael James Gubitosi. That's not even a real name.
He was great in Little Rascals.
Yeah. Why O.J. Simpson is going on podcasts, I have no idea. But they grilled him about questions about Nicole's murder. We're going to get to that when we come forward. 800-920-1580. We'll take your phone calls. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
We don't try to be all things to all people. We just remain true to who we are. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The January 6th committee has recommended that former President Donald Trump be criminally charged for his role in the Capitol riot. Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger said Trump tried to use the Department of Justice to legitimize his claims of widespread election fraud. The Biden administration is ramping up efforts to battle racial inequity, encouraging the construction of affordable housing and addressing root causes that lead people to lose their homes. The strategy is based on efforts during the Obama administration that led to a drop in homelessness between 2010 and 2016. There's been an uptick in the number of homeless Americans in the years since then. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are executive producing a new docuseries with Netflix called Live to Lead. The 7-part series is said to have been inspired by the legacy of Nelson Mandela. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network at BINnews.com.
Good afternoon. Lots of work zones for us to look out for today. In Mission Hills, eastbound 118, between the 405 and Sepulveda, we've got some work in the right lane until 3 o'clock. Westbound side between San Fernando and Rocky Peak, we also have a sweeping train operation in the carpool lane. And the West 118 off-ramp to Reseda Boulevard remains closed to repair damages of a sinkhole until the end of this month. In Sylmar, westbound 210 at the 5, the ramp to the southbound 5 is going to be blocked off until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Northbound 710 at the 134-210 interchange, we've got a work zone that's got the ramp to the west 134 closed off until 3 o'clock.
Did you know fixing outdoor leaks can save 27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Let's all do our part. Save water. Save California.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Unlike her younger sister, Venus Williams is not ready to retire. Venus, who turned 42 in June, earned a wild card entry to compete in the Australian Open. The Australian Open begins January 16th. When the Lakers play at Phoenix tonight, it will be their first time facing Suns guard Chris Paul as a graduate of Winston-Salem State University. The 18-year NBA veteran earned his bachelor's degree in mass communications on Friday. Paul flew to the HBCU campus Friday so he could wear his cap and gown and participate in the graduation ceremony with the rest of the graduates. Paul took online and remote courses to get the job done. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're a slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call on me, your MVP. Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Congratulations to Compton Sheriff's Department Civil Management Bureau for being selected as the KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Visit the KBLA app to enter your office to win the Office of the Week. Congratulations, Compton Sheriff's Department Civil Management Bureau.
Three-time WNBA champions, the Los Angeles Sparks, jump into their 27th season this summer with the most games ever in league history. Every seat in crypto is an incredible ticket into an experience of world-class professional basketball, jam-packed with in-game entertainment. Now is the time to get ahead of the holidays. Don't be the person grabbing a gas station gift card. Impress your fam and friends with an unforgettable experience. Secure your seats now at lasparks.com/tickets.
On Sunday, January 15th at 4 p.m., SCLC Southern California presents Moving into the Promise of the Beloved Community at the 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration. President William D. Smart invites you to attend the celebration on Dr. King's birthday, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX, 6101 West Century Boulevard. This year's event will honor community members who have made a significant impact in 2022, including our own Tavis Smiley, who will also deliver the keynote address. For tickets, call 213-268-3082 or email pastorsmart@sclc-sc.org. That's 213-268-3082 or email pastorsmart@sclc-sc.org. Don't miss SCLC Southern California's 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX.
Wondering if you should get the updated COVID-19 booster? Here are 3 reasons why you should. 1. Vaccines and boosters provide better protection from COVID-19. 2. Even if you've had COVID-19 before, boosters are recommended to keep your immunity strong, especially as new variants emerge. And 3. Your risk of getting very sick from COVID-19 goes up with age, and boosters can help lower the chance of hospitalization and death. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
All right, I'll give you guys a chance here. Do you want the pastor story or do you want the O.J. Simpson story? They're both good.
I'm going to go with the pastor.
You want the pastor?
Yeah, pastor.
No, I'll give you the pastor first. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and Michael J. Driscoll, Assistant Director in charge of the New York Field Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, announced today the unsealing of an indictment against Larry Whitehead with defrauding one of his parishioners out of their retirement savings. Do you know who Larry Whitehead is?
Sounds familiar.
Larry Whitehead was the pastor that got robbed of $1 million in jewelry. That was live. That was live on Facebook. He was also the pastor that take you into his closet and show you all of his designer jeans and all of his. He wore gold chains. He was trying to be a pastor, an influence pastor. Whitehead was arrested this morning and will be presented in federal court today before United States Magistrate Judge Gabriel W. Gorenstein. The case is assigned to U.S. District Judge Lorna G. Schofield. They allege that Larry Whitmore abused the trust placed in him by his parishioners, bullied the businessman for $5,000, then tried to defraud him far more than that and lied to federal agents. His campaign of fraud and deceit stops now, according to the Justice Department. They allege Whitehead carried out several schemes in order to receive funds from his victims. Additionally, when speaking with authorities, Whitehead consciously chose to mislead and lie to them. If you're willing to attempt to obtain funds through false premises or threats, the FBI will ensure that you are made to face the consequences for your actions in our criminal justice system. So Larry Whitmore, who leads the church in Brooklyn, New York, has engaged in a course of conduct in which he sought money and other things of value from victims on the basis of either threats or false promises that the victims' investments would benefit the victims financially. First, Whitehead induced one of his parishioners to invest approximately $90,000 of her retirement savings with him, but instead spent the investment on luxury goods and other personal purposes.
Unbelievable.
Second, Whitehead extorted a businessman for $5,000, then attempted to convince the same businessman to lend him $500,000 and give him a stake in certain real estate transactions in return for favorable actions from the New York City government, which Whitehead knew he couldn't obtain. In addition, when speaking with the FBI agents who were executing a search warrant, Whitehead falsely claimed that he had no cell phones other than the phone he was carrying, when in fact Whitehead owned a second phone, which he regularly used to communicate, including to send text messages describing it as my other phone, shortly after telling the agents he had no other phone. So there's a lie. Whitehead is 45, Paramus, New Jersey, charged with 2 counts of fraud, wire fraud, each which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, 1 count of extortion, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years, and 1 count of making material false statements, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. The maximum potential sentences are prescribed by Congress and are provided here for information purposes. This is according to the Department of Justice website at the end of the day. So, one of those things, like, I think everybody could look at that pastor and be like, something ain't right with you.
Right, of course.
I mean, you are in there showing off your closet, which is nothing but Versace. And then you get robbed of $1 million in jewelry, and then people are coming up to the church that you're escorting women out of the church who are trying to, it's like there's something fishy in Denmark.
Very strange, very sad.
Yeah, very, very sad. At the end of the day, you don't play with people's money like that.
Beware of false prophets. I mean, you gotta, and that's why I say, you really have to take your time, and you really have to watch people. Okay, they'll show you who they are. Okay, but a lot of people are searching and looking for hope.
Yeah,
they're just searching, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is my issue with a lot of pastors who flaunt wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are coming to you specifically because they are searching. They are looking. They want to live a holier life, a godly life. They're, you know what I'm saying? And then you have people who prey on you. And listen, it's not a. There are so many pastors around the country who are not wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Who it's not a business you get into to make a lot of money. Although some do, from their side businesses through their books and their lectures and their brand deals. I know Joel Osteen has a channel with his ministry on SiriusXM. I know he has courses, so he makes his money outside, and then he does a good job of kind of keeping a sort of kind of clean cut image, regardless of what people think about him. I think his message is good. You don't see him in Versace or Gucci or what I'm saying, at the club. I mean,
nobody's busted him yet for being there, but I don't trust him. I'm sorry,
I
don't trust him.
Well, he caught a lot of flack when the floods were running through Houston, and he wouldn't open the Compact Center, which is what was formerly the Compact Center, to let people in. And he came up and said that there was the reason I couldn't do that is because we are not, I guess, licensed or equipped to bring people in, and we're not, I guess, flood certified. Like the bottom part of that Compact Center flooded out, and he didn't want people being in there because it could create a bigger damage. But at the same time, you got to throw caution to the wind in a massive state emergency like that, you know. And so he caught a lot of flack from that. And then a lot of people don't really like his preaching style.
Yeah, because his father was so different. Like, you have to know his father, who his father was, and compare the two. Because really, Joel Osteen, he's good for people who just want to hear...
he's a prosperity pastor.
Prosperity pastor, and who wants to hear, motivation. You want to feel good all the time. The problem with that is, because I was on Joel Osteen, I jumped on board Joel Osteen for a long time, purchased his books, his wife's books. I spent a lot of time, but I didn't
Did you get any knowledge out of it?
That's what I'm saying. I felt like I was hearing the same message over and over. And then, to be fair, there's people like me at the time who I would do everything he said, and my life wasn't changing. And that's because I wasn't reading the Word. And I didn't feel like he was encouraging you to read the Word. Read his books and listen to his sermons, go to his events and listen to how he interprets the words. But for me personally, I felt like I was hearing the same message over. Life's great. You can get all the money that you want. You can have a brand new house. All you have to do is ask for this.
This is not QSC channel, though.
Right.
With faith.
Yeah.
What was he telling you to do in his...
For me, I was dealing with a lot of I wants. Like, I want to have a nice house. I want to, have the white picket fence. I want to have all this money. And so I really believed by doing a lot of charitable things, by donating. I donated
pushing
a
a
lot
lot
of
good
money.
karma out.
Pushing guard, and it's more than that. We have to carry our cross. Life is not easy. It is incredibly hard, and the sooner you learn that, the better. I was like, oh, my life will be easy. All I have to do is ask God, because He says God will give you whatever you want, all of your desires. But we don't realize that maybe there's some things that are not good for us that we might want, but we can't naturally just have it. Like, I want to have $1 million, but maybe it's just not my time to have the $1 million.
First of all, we got to get off that material stuff. Your faith is not going to be based off what you have. Your faith is going to be based off you as an individual first, right?
Exactly, and that was my problem. Was I wanted the material stuff. I wanted all the material stuff. But there was another church. I don't remember the guy's name. He has dreadlocks, and he's over in he was kind of, I don't know if he authored that book where you can sit there and will stuff to happen for you. He was a real popular guy. Gosh, I can't remember who he was. But yeah, with Joel Osteen, I had to say adios and goodbye. I gotta, there's more to life than the materialistic stuff.
Let's see here. This is the full video. Let's see if it. Here we go. Let's see here. This was him getting robbed on camera. I don't know if we can. Let's see here. Oh, you don't hear much of it.
Which seemed really rigged to me.
You think so?
I thought it looked staged to me. I mean, it was,
Well, I mean, listen. If your pastor's getting robbed on a live stream, maybe that's not the church for you, because I can't think of any other church I've ever been to where a pastor's gotten robbed during service. Yep. And that really tells me more about the pastor than anything else. Right. And so, and then what are you doing wearing $1 million worth of jewels? Is this, like, what's going on here? Is there something, because I was like, is this an insurance thing here? It's kind of interesting.
You got to be careful, man. You can't just go to anybody's church. You can't go to anybody's house, and you can't believe anybody. We all fall short. You really got to do your homework and go where God leads you. And you need to take care. You don't need, God is within you, right?
Right.
You go to the church to worship, but you can't. It's not always about what man says, because they're men just like we are men, right?
Yeah.
You got to follow God's word, and you got to be an individual and build yourself up and understand the teachings.
Yeah, it's a very, I don't know. I really, people are vulnerable when they go to church, and I really feel that a lot of these people, and it's hard for me to really understand that you would play with God.
Oh yeah.
You must really not believe. You must be an atheist to where you don't believe in God, to where you would go in, create this scheme or this structure that you know is going to pull people in because they want to be.
Could be a cult though too. Acting as a church, we got to be careful of that, right?
Yeah,
we've had a lot of those locally in Los Angeles area, right?
That and then throughout time, history, So you never know. But he's going to be in jail. And listen, the federal government gets convictions, and I don't know how. I would like to hear what that $90,000 investment was and what the $5,000 or $500 million extortion thing was at the end of the day when we come forward. Matt Rose, see your phone call. We'll get to you when we come forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
Black music and entertainment OGs still making moves. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. First stop, Bobby Brown announces upcoming world tour with New Edition in 2023. Ricky Bell, Michael Bivins, Ronnie DeVoe, Ralph Tresvant, and Bobby Brown. According to Brown, the group's bond is too strong to permanently break. In other news, Gladys Knight is awarded with Kennedy Center honors from President Joe Biden. The 7-time Grammy Award winner Gladys Knight, 78 years old, received the Kennedy honors for her contribution to the arts. And if you didn't know, the Empress of Soul will soon be releasing a scripted miniseries about her life that she is executive producing. And last stop, Mike Tyson and Ice Cube sit down for a chat, and Ice Cube reveals that he's doing what he can to regain control of the Friday franchise to, quote, make the fans happy. That's your K-Black Minute News.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. Today I spoke with Tatiana, a community manager for JP Morgan Chase.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Tatiana Roberts. I am a community manager for JP Morgan Chase. I have to honestly say that this has been the most fulfilling position that I've ever had, where I get to give back to the community because I saw my mom's struggles. That's really what fuels what I do to make sure that the community has all the access to the resources that my mother didn't have.
So for the mother who's in business, what are 3 quick tips you can give to ensure that they're on the right path to accessing financial support from a bank like Chase?
Say number 1, just make sure that you're checking your credit on a consistent basis and taking action to either fix your credit, maintain your credit, or rebuild your credit. The second thing would be budget. I know that B word is kind of like ugly for, right? A lot of people don't like that B word, but it has to be done. We need to tell our money where to go. The last thing is to build a network of supporters that are going to lift you up.
The community building here in Crenshaw is that network. So visit the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon. Meet a banker today. Tell them about your business. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, let's go to Melrose out there in L.A. What do you mean violence must stop? What violence? Have you been attacked? Are you okay?
No. I must say, first of all, thank you for taking my call. It's a great honor to speak to you, Don Amiche. Great honor. I came in at the tail end when you're talking about what happened in West Hollywood.
Oh, Willie McGinnis. Willie McGinnis, the former football star, former Patriots, Super Bowl winner, NFL analyst, went to Delilah's restaurant and started what looked like what David Chappelle would call an in moment. And started fighting inside of a restaurant. And it's just like, whoa. At what point, how mad can you be to where your reasoning goes out to where there are cameras everywhere and you're fighting someone and you have a little bit of notoriety to you and you don't care? Like, what really happened there?
Wow. You know, the reason why I called is this, Don. The media in this country is probably going to cover this on the evening news tonight. And all it does is fan the flames of, you know, what kind of, where I'm driving at, giving a bad image to, okay? And I believe that violence, years ago, they had this thing called the Olympic Auditorium in downtown L.A., and they had the Friday night fights. People boxed with referees.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good thing. I think that they should bring that back to get some of their frustration out.
I know right now as I talk.
Well, I've often thought that the LAPD should sanction boxing matches between rival gangs so that they can work their differences out in a ring, and put down the weapons.
Yeah, I mean there are people out there listening right now, all over LA on the freeways, maybe in mansions, maybe in housing projects, maybe white, maybe black, and they're young people, middle-aged. Everybody's got to realize violence, illegitimate violence, random violence is never a solution. And you know, Don, you've earned everything in your life. When you talk about the foster care moments and how you held it in the bathroom for 3 days and living in your car and all that, Don, and you've earned everything. And Krista, you too. Nobody ever gave you anything.
Nope.
And I want everybody out there listening to know that if things aren't going your way, you can make them go your way. You can work. And the last thing you want to do is beat up people that, even if they wronged you, even if they took your money. I mean, I've had guys rip me off for thousands of dollars, and guess what? I make more money. I love you guys, and I didn't want to take a lot of time now, but I just want to let you know we've got to listen to more Bob Marley, One Love, Beatles, All We Need Is Love, Love Is All You Need, Ringo Starr, Love and Peace, and most of all, we got to all listen to KBLA, 1580 AM, 24 hours a day.
Appreciate that, Melrose. Thank you so much for the kind words, as always. All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it. Thank you for taking my call. Bye-bye. Have a great show.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend were arguing last week. She's like, Melrose always calls and kisses you, but I said, so what?
Melrose is great.
No, he's very gracious, and I appreciate people like Melrose.
Loyal listener.
A very loyal listener, and very supportive, you know what I'm saying, with his many signs. O.J. Simpson in the news, which if you're O.J. Simpson, you got away with murder.
Yeah.
Which I really believe he got away with murder. I believe that he murdered those people, but he was acquitted criminally, but found guilty civilly. Would you go on podcasts and talk about everything? You know, he went on a podcast talking about the Full Sin podcast. They must have paid him to go on this, because I'm like, I can't see him doing anything outside of this.
Well, no,
just to be doing it. I mean, like, you know, you would keep a Robert Blake low profile at the end of the day. But here's what they said on the podcast. He got a little uncomfortable answering some of these questions
back then.
But see, I don't. You know, you people have their.
How'd she look back then? How'd she look back then?
But see, I don't. You know, people have their types, right? I always thought Chris was a cute girl. She was really nice. But you know, I was dating.
You know the
supermodels.
You know the rumor. You know the rumor.
Yeah, but the rumor ain't true. It's not even nowhere.
And the rumor is he's Chloe's father.
I've heard that rumor.
Well, I mean, they say, because they say that Chloe doesn't look like the other Courtney or Kim.
No, and her natural hair is very curly, and I don't believe the other girls' hair is like that.
Yeah, they were comparing her to like his daughter.
Yes.
Supposed to be true. No, it's just that I've never been attracted to her, and I never suspected she was ever attracted to me. So you know, that was never a case.
Because some people think like you might be Khloe Kardashian's real dad.
No, I'm not.
Because like Kim's like 5'5", Courtney's like 5'3", and then Chloe's like 6'2".
I've seen the family say something about a cook or something, but I don't know. I can't say that. I know. I have no.
There's a video of Chloe that just came out. She throws a
maybe the cook has the other bloody glove and the knife.
Ball 40 yards. You seen that?
She threw it further than I can.
No, I'm just kidding. She didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him talking about that. But he talked about going to jail also when he was in jail. It's a very interesting interview that they got O.J. Simpson to talk. Usually he's just on Twitter, you know, spouting off.
Well, Don, he seems to be doing interviews. Why don't you get him on the show and talk to him?
Well, because I don't think we could have a real conversation with O.J. because I want to talk about the murders. And I'm like, oh, you did that. Like, you did it.
You don't think he would answer? Well, we know he would lie, but I'm just saying you don't think he would just answer the question.
What is there to talk about O.J. Simpson? Like, what would the conversation be? What question would you want to ask O.J.? Because the only real question I want to know is what happened that night and why did you do it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say. Is we know you did it. We all know. We're not dumb. You got away with it. Why did you do it? Or if theoretically, why would you do it? But didn't he write a book? If I Did It or something like that.
Well, he wrote a, but I think it was just speculate. I don't even know. But they got a hold of that book and the Goldmans got a hold of the book and got the proceeds from that. But here's the.
So what else were you doing there to like stay busy?
Well, my job was at the gym. When I first got there,
this is him talking about his job in prison when he was in Vegas.
It puts you in like protective custody, and I had to argue with the warden that put me on the main yard. I don't want to be in protective custody, and he would say, you don't. You don't know these guys, OJ. These guys. I said, man, I didn't grow up in Brentwood. You know, I didn't grow up in Brentwood. I probably know these guys as well as you know these guys. Now, all the guys knew me. Most of the guys were sports fans, and I was probably the most easily protected guy there. Yeah, nobody ever got out of line with me. I remember there was a buddy of mine there, and we call him Bellagio because he had robbed the Bellagio. I don't know if y'all remember with the
of course,
motorcycle helmet and all of that stuff. And he was playing for another team and coaching and playing. And we got into an argument at the third base line, right, over a play. And he's kind of yelling at me and I'm yelling at him. But while I'm yelling at him, I could see all of these brothers running across the yard, right? And I realized, hey, something's about to happen, right? So I had to say, guys, no, man, come on, man. We're just arguing about this play, right? We're not arguing about anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do in prison. Black people got to stick with black people because they got to send the message that you don't mess with any black person. They all stick to the race. More of this conversation when we come forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The House Committee investigating last year's attack on the Capitol is referring criminal charges against former President Trump to the Department of Justice. Whether the Justice Department brings charges against Trump will depend on whether the evidence compiled by the committee supports prosecution. The TSA intercepted a record number of firearms at security